Oh man, hello and welcome back to X and Y Gaming Casually Competitive. It's not even what I call my channel, it's just my username. Anyways, hey, check this out. They released a whole bunch of chaos monsters and stuff. Released. They just announced them. And they're already in Edo Pro, so that's pretty nice. Including the ever so beautiful full art. So I guess this is what they're doing now. Anytime they're moving forward, they've got that set with a bunch of support for old monsters. Like, actually, if you go over here, you'll see that, let's see, the random Blue Eyes deck shows it off very beautifully. They've got this, like, new support for old decks, right? So you've got cards like this new Blue Eyes White Dragon, the White Phantom Beast, which surprisingly makes it both a Blue Eyes monster and a Phantom Beast monster. So, hey, you want to spruce up your Phantom Beast deck? And then they got this, which is always treated as a Blue Eyes card. Deep Eyes White Dragon, the Blue Abyss. Nice full art here, very good effect. If you get it in your hand, you discard it for a level 1, so literally any of these. And then once it's in the graveyard, it special summons itself. If another Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ritual gets sent to the graveyard. Which is great, because if it's one of these, it summons itself out with 4,000 attack. But, and it's not just for them, it's also for things like Dark Magician also gets cards like full art, and alright. But we're not talking about Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon today. No, no. See, there's a new deck in town, and well, it's not really new, frankly. But anyways, you have in the old days, you would have cards like BLS. So let's go to the search here, right? Black Luster Soldier. No one must ever know of our forbidden love. Anyways, Blackluster Soldier, the ritual original OG, there he is, beautiful. And then the like way old, not even printed until way later, whatever. Anyways, so here's the original. Yugi summons him against Mai, great. And then here's the retrain that shows up later, I think in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX maybe. And it's Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. And this thing made huge waves when it came out. Because not only was it a cool way to play the BLS monster, because, I mean, who didn't love this thing? But we're not playing this. But this, oh, baby, yeah, I'll play an entire deck around this. And they did. It's all, look at this. It's all, ooh, anyways. And Gaia's in here, too. Wow. So, anyways, and then there's another one. And there's other ones. There's, like, these other ritual ones. Like, this one was pretty popular for a while. Anyways, so this fella is the Link monster. And this fella, it says, when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can activate one of these effects, including, one, either gains 1,500 attack, and that's permanent. It gets to make a second attack during the battle phase of your next turn, so actually you have to wait, but hey, next turn you get to get another second attack, and also make them gain 1,500. Or you can banish a card on the field. That's pretty nice. But anyways, so here's now this is the today era, right? This is being announced as being this is the next core pack in the OCG, and it'll eventually make its way to the TCG in a few months or whatever. Who cares? And digital rules. And so you can ritual summon this card with Ritual of Light and Darkness, by the way. That is this thing, and it's fantastic. But anyways, so this fella, it's unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. Just kind of lame, but well, it's got some protection. And you can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn with this name. And if this card is special summoned, you can target one card your opponent controls, banish it, and it says special summon, so it doesn't. It's any time. You can only do it once per turn, but I'm just saying, like, if you either you special summon it by the ritual or off an effect we'll get to in a second. But anyways, it banishes. It's nice. It's very good. And when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you'll never not want to. You can make this card gain 1,500 attack, and if you do, it can make a second attack in a row. That is just fantastic. Right out the gate, you can slam it into something with equal attack. It won't be destroyed by battle. Because, by the way, it cannot be destroyed by battle. I guess I skimmed over that. And anyways, oh man, wow, what do you know? 4,500 attack now. It's great. And it's just beautiful. Then we have the DMOC retrain. The Black Chaos, the Dark Chaos Magician. What a mouthful. What a name. I wonder if that'll get censored at all. I feel like they're leaning into black because they're getting away with it now. Red Eye's Bee Dragon is finally black. He can, I don't know if he knew that or not. But anyways, Black Chaos, the Dark Chaos Magician. This ritual, some of the ritual of light and darkness. It can be. There's other ways. Unaffected by your opponent's activate effects unless they target this card. That's nice. I didn't skim over something this time. Spell traps you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects. Harvey's Feather Duster? Dust away, buddy. Go nuts. You can feather dust these nuts. Ha! Got him. If this card is special summoned, you can add a spell card from your graveyard to your hand. Absolutely beautiful. I didn't even go into this guy's retrain, which essentially is literally just that. It recycled a spell card when it got summoned. And then they nerfed it, and they were like, actually, it only happens in the end phase. Ugh. Anyways. By the way, if you didn't know, if this card is special summoned, you can... Oh, no. Sorry, I read that one. I meant to say, by no cost, you don't have to discard anything. You can target one card your opponent controls, banish it. Face down, by the way. Fantastic. Absolutely beautiful, and I love that. But, wait, there's more. We just got Billy Mazed up in here. Black Chaos, the ultimate magical swordsman. Yes, it's a Democ with a sword. Anyways, it can't be normal summoner set. I think they call that a Nomi monster. And it must be special summoned from your hand by shuffling a spellcaster or your ritual monster from your hand or graveyard into your deck. Though it's kind of funny, when I first tried this, I had like 3 copies of Trade-In, because I was like, well, I'll just discard them. Draw 2 cards. And then I realized I seen another build that used Extravagance, and I thought, oh, yeah, duh. I didn't even give this thing an extra deck. I'll get around to that later, figure out how the deck works. And so anyways, I lost my train of thought, and that happens, unfortunately. But anyways, so this fella, right, you shuffle him back into your deck from your hand or graveyard. And if it's from your hand, yeah, rather it be from the graveyard. But I digress. And you can only special summon this fella once per turn this way. Now, listen to this. You can discard this card from your hand, right? You see, this is from your hand. It's a discard. So you can discard this card. Place a continuous trap that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness. It's called Mind Shuffle. Fantastic name choice. And it's like, it just basically, Lady of White, True Lights. You know, it's kind of like that effect. But, so anyways, you're putting that onto the board. From your deck or graveyard, which is great. If it gets destroyed, you just, and it goes straight up, face up. And this card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects while you have a ritual spell in your graveyard. I love how it doesn't go, unless it targets it, the ritual spell in your graveyard is pretty easy to come by in this. I digress. Once per turn, you can banish 2 cards your opponent controls. Just no targeting. No, non-targeting, non-destruction removal. Just straight banish. Those 2. You get 2 from him. 1 from him. 1 from him. You're banishing 4 cards in a turn if you're doing good. I don't know if you noticed this or not. This is a going second deck. I love going second decks. But anyways. These are great. And look at this Karibo. This Garifo. Because it's a Griffor. Karibo. A Garifo. Right? So it's a quick effect. You discard this card to either have your next battle or effect damage you take this turn become 0. I mean, there's niche applications. However, you can set a quick play spell or trap that mentions the ritual from your deck. It can be activated this turn. Like, come on. Come on. You're going to negate the one problem I have with quick play spell cards. When you set them from the deck, you have to wait. And now you don't? Come on. That's so good. Garifo. By the way, you can only use those effects once per turn. Oh, and by the way, for the ritual summon of exactly 1 level 8 ritual monster with a card effect that requires the use of monsters, this card can be used as the entire tribute. And that's also if he's in the graveyard. So you discard him, and then you do later. And this ritual spell, which we'll check out now, it says, your ritual summon the BLS or DMOC from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field and or banishing monsters from your graveyard whose total levels equal or exceed its level. So then you just banish him. It's so broken. I love it. I should play Where Art Thou. Nah, I don't really summon a one though. I just discard them. So what else we got? If this card is in your graveyard, you can add both this card and one card that mentions it from your graveyard to your hand. So, and it's not even once per turn activating this thing. It is recycling it, but like, are you like, oh man. It's so good. It's so good. So then there's these spell cards. And look, they're up here. We'll get to them. They're up there, but there's these spell cards, okay? Mystic Box of Chaos. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets another card you control, return one of those cards you control to the hand. If face down, reveal it briefly to check. And if you do, destroy one card in the field. By the way, you're not stopping that effect, so you... Anyways, you're dodging it in some cases, depending, but... and then you special summon a monster that mentions it from your hand with a different name than the return card, ignoring its summoning conditions. Which means, yes, this is made to work explicitly with the ritual monsters. You're tagging them out. It's so good. Ignoring its summoning conditions. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, so you set it down, and it gets popped before you can really, use it. Let's check this out. You can special summon a ritual monster that mentions that ritual from your hand or deck. Oh, it's just so good. Now you got to understand, once these things are summoned this way, when it says ignoring its summoning conditions or from your hand or deck, okay, which obviously would ignore its summoning conditions if it's saying special summon one ritual from your deck, right? So if you're going to do that, and they get destroyed and sent to the graveyard, or otherwise just straight up sent to the graveyard, they're going to have to understand that you can't just simply, and the card's not in this deck anyways, but you wouldn't be able to just monster reborn them, so you'd have to recycle them, which is very easy. Okay, so anyways, and then Chaos Hats, and I love this. Oh my gosh, I love these retrains, because this is Mystic Box, and this is Mystic Hats, or whatever it's called. Mystical Hats, who cares? And it's a quick play spell. When your opponent activates a monster effect or a normal spell trap, you choose 3 spell traps with different names from each other from your deck. So you can't just get like all 3 copies of Imperm, you know what I'm saying? You got to split it up. Maybe pick an extravagance so you don't have to worry about drawing into it or something, or a pre-prep. Just the extras, right? Anyways. And they are special summoned to the field as face-down defense position normal monsters who happen to be level 8 dark spellcasters with 0 attack and defense. It doesn't really have any, it doesn't change their picture, so there's no, idea of, a token of what it could represent them being turned into. They just are now a level 8 spellcaster, dark spellcaster normal monster with no effect in face-down defense position with the name Chaos Hats, parenthesis, even while face down. And that's very important, and that's very critical to what happens here next. Because then, of course, you can go on to use those face-down monsters as the whole tribute. Each one is a whole tribute for one of the level 8 rituals, which is just fantastic. So anyways, they're set down there, and shuffle them. Then your opponent's activated effect becomes. So this one, because I'm pretty sure this one doesn't make it become anything, right? So that's the kicker. If you do this in response to something, you're still gonna. If it targets, so if they're targeting a spell trap, I guess it's return. It doesn't specify a monster. You do special summon a monster. Look, I don't know. It's just I don't know. This one, it makes it become. It doesn't just necessarily dodge it. It does dodge it by changing the effect. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Destroy one face down defense position monster your opponent controls. Which obviously they're going to be forced to choose one of the chaos hats. So whatever they were choosing for whatever effect, even if it was like, oh, I target your monster to change of heart it, or I target your field spell to banish it. Then you dodge it. And I'm just going to say there's a bunch of dodging going on. All right. So then there's these monsters up here, and you get Summon Skull as the Skull Archfiend of Chaos. He's a level 6. He's got his stats, 2500, 1200, Fiend, Dark, whatever. So anyways, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target 3 other cards in either graveyard and or face-up banishment, including a card that is that ritual spell card, or it mentions it, I should say, actually. Place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and, if you do, special summon this card. So he's just really a body on board, frankly, because he doesn't necessarily do anything on the board. He just is on the board. And of course, he can count towards rituals. He's ritual fodder, I guess. You still need like 2 more stars. It's like a hand trap or something. 2 Kribos, but at that point, just use 1. Anyways, I don't know. He's all right. And anyways, but check this out. So listen, if he gets sent to the graveyard, which is like sometimes it happens, you can send a ritual spell from your hand or deck to the graveyard. So there's pretty much always no choice not to, or no reason not to do that. Add 1 ritual monster mentioned on that card from your deck to your hand. So first of all, this is actually pretty good generic support, kinda, because I feel like you could just play this with anything else, and then use them as something for their whatever as ritual fodder. It gets into the graveyard. You send one of your ritual spells that could probably just recycle itself anyways, like these can. I don't know. They just I don't know. He's all right. He's all right. But here's the Celtic Guardian, otherwise now known as a mystical Celtic Sage. And this fella says if this card is normal or special summoned, you can activate this effect. You can only special summon from the extra deck once for the rest of this turn. Also, you have to reveal your entire hand, and that part sucks. And if there is a card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness in it, you can draw 3 cards and discard 2. So it's a whole bunch of extra steps to do Graceful Charity. You have to give your opponent a bunch of public knowledge, which I'm not a fan of, but if you had it just coincidentally narrowed down to only the 1 card, and they already knew it was in your hand, that wouldn't be so bad, I guess. But, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, and I'm running 3 because I'm a fan of Celtic Guardian, and I'm a fan of Graceful Charity. But, reveal your entire hand. Oof. Anyways, by the way, hey, did you know you can tribute this card, special summon 1 ritual monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your hand? Notice it doesn't say ignoring its summoning conditions. But whatever. So can we just look at this for a second? Special summon a monster that mentions ignoring its summoning conditions. So it's not like it can be like, oh, I summon Slife of the Sky Dragon. Until they release a Slife of the Sky Dragon that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness. Oh man, what is this? What else? Is there anything else here? I got like Manju, the cards, the trap card. There's nothing really else. It's not like they had any extra deck monsters for it. Look, I just really like this deck. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and this is basically one guy I copped his build to get a better, more definitive build of what like ideally speaking, I guess. And even then, I feel like I could probably take this fella out. I don't think I really need him that much anymore. But we're just we're chilling and having a great time, and by we I mean me and possibly the Yu-Gi-Oh community. I don't know. That's this is the deck, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm probably gonna have a lot more fun playing it when I actually try it out against Dario and other people and stuff. But I feel like I've talked for a long time. I feel like I've been talking for like 19 minutes and 45 seconds or something. But anyway, I guess I'll stop talking now. These cards are great. You should try them out. They're an Edo Pro. They're probably an MD Pro. And they're full art, Which, again, I guess is what they're going to do going forward, what with all these new releases, and when they really want to draw an eye to an archetype and really sell some cards, they'll be like, hey, this one has a full art, and it's pretty good. Anyways, that's it. I'm done. Thank you for watching. Subscribe or not. I'm not your real dad. See you.